Crackers
And
are on cue.
yeah, as you can hear, a lot of firecrackers are going about, lots and lots of enjoyment and happiness because India have made it 9-0, the best winning streak that they have ever had in their World Cup history. And because of this 160 run win, for the first time ever, India have gone through the league stages undefeated. Absolutely a clinical, dominant performance across all facets. And because of that, in tribute to the 9 wins that they have had today, India have used 9 bowlers. Virat Kohli got a wicket. Rohit Sharma got you a wicket. And Rohit Sharma fittingly ended the game. That is why a fantastic, fantastic combination that has happened just now. And because of that, India 9 league stages, 0 losses, and 160 run win sums up the dominance of the Indian cricket team all over again. And I'm joined by Shashwat. The others will be joining because you can hear Diwali is in the background, firecrackers are all about, people will be celebrating because, yes, you may have not won the World Cup, but you have won the league stages comprehensively. And
But definitely a very clinical performance by the Indian side all throughout the league stages. It started off with a little bump on the road when we first played Australia. We were 2 for 3. I still remember that game. The discussions after that did follow. But since then, there has never been even, let alone 5 minutes or 15 minutes of bad play. We haven't had even 5 minutes of bad play after that 2 for 3. It's been a clinical performance. Everyone has chipped in. We all boxes pretty much ticked. Maybe we're trying to find for that sixth bowling option, which we might need in the knockout stages. That's why using 9 bowlers also to sum up the 9 victories using 9 bowlers. Shane sir has also joined us.
Yes, I
yeah,
have.
I have to run up after bursting the crackers and
A
save the
crackers
session.
person in the slightest. I am not the crackers person in the slightest. I was taking a couple of minutes to get my setup sorted because obviously there's plenty of stuff going on in the background and this and that. Plus, I was actually doing a little bit of work in the house, and then I saw at the match out in the background, I'm like, oh, it's running out. So let's quickly join you guys. And as
Yeah,
promised, in the kurta again.
in the kurta again with my
Siddharth, where is
traditional
your
attire also.
kurta?
No, this is my traditional
Literally,
attire.
sir, no kurta. You haven't been wearing
Very
kurta
bad,
in a
yeah.
month.
Very
I'm
bad.
not a
Today, the
kurta
whole
fan.
day.
I'm not a kurta fan at all. I
You,
told you I'll be wearing a different kurta. If India win the World Cup, I'll be wearing a kurta and I'll wear that same red color dhoti as I
So
told you.
it's basically kurta ka nizam.
Kurta ka nizam, yes. So Harshit, you also had to run up after India won the game. You're bursting crackers.
sorry?
You are bursting crackers. My area is looking like a war zone. Bam, boom, bam, and all these kind of
Yeah,
things.
yeah. I am not stepping outside because it looks like a minefield of sorts outside. So I'm choosing to
No,
stay
but
indoors.
my side of Delhi, little less, like genuinely pretty comparatively to the past years, crackers much less.
I
Yep.
think it's actually a notch more. I can only, there's only a lot of unparliamentary words that come to my mind right now. But it's awful. It's awful that for one day's joy and a few hours of joy that people tend to forget their moral responsibilities at times.
Look at how it is.
I
This
mean,
is
you
like
can hear the background. I don't know if you guys can hear the background of what's going on here. It was okay till about 7:30. Thereafter, oh dear God, it's just been chaos. I think they imposed the ban too late because, quite frankly, whoever it is that has imposed the ban, it was the Supreme Court, done too late. Everyone's already gotten a hold of their stuff by then, and well, the proof is very much in the air or in the pudding, whatever it is.
yep. Here, no Supreme Court, no orders, nothing. UP में मजे ले लो, and that's why you see there is a huge amount of firecrackers on the streets. But today,
You
we'll keep
like
this.
they say, आज मजा कल सजा. So सजा सबको मिलेगी.
Hmm.
Oh
कल तो
yes,
सजा मिलना ही है, goes without saying.
I'm heading tomorrow. I'm heading tomorrow, by the way.
And even odd
Which, by
even
the
in
way,
Delhi
makes
has
me
been
trust,
scraped off for the
as I
time
had
being.
said, let's focus on the match. Diwali mornings and all that can be later, but this match, let me straight up say, nothing to learn, nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Actually, this match has raised a doubt. It's raised a big doubt for me. I think the Indian cricket team today, for the first time in this World Cup, played very casual cricket. Did not take this seriously at all.
I
Today
mean,
they
very casual cricket would be a bit of an evident thing because I mean, you had so many part timers bowl. I felt like I was watching cricket back in the late 90s and early 2000s.
as I said, they made it 9 bowlers. How many bowlers they use today? 9 bowlers. 9 bowlers.
Of which you
In
had
fact,
Virat,
during the
Rohit,
pre-match
Shubman,
show,
and even
yeah.
Sky.
In fact,
Yes.
during the pre-match show, I wanted to touch upon this, that will we see someone like a Virat bowling today, because they might want to try someone for the sixth bowling option going into the knockouts. We weren't able to talk about that during the previous two shows because of time. But the team clearly is looking for that sixth bowling option, just to maybe not use him as a sixth bowler in the knockout series, but just to have that extra cushioning and that confidence, just a mind, like a mindset that you have that six bowling option also. So I think that is what that is why you saw someone like a Surya Kumar Yadav, Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, and
But
Virat of course
why?
roll their arms over.
But why do you need a sixth bowling option when you've got five bona fide, genuine, good bowlers? Why? Look, you got Shami who's in form. You got a Siraj who's in form. You got a Bumrah who's in form. Kuldeep and Jaddu were all in good form. Why did you have to ensure that your intensity dips? Why? Just because you want to play to the gallery, you had Virat bowl 3, you had Rohit bowl 1, you had Sky bowl 2, you had Shubman bowl 1. For what?
I, I'll tell you why I said that. I'll tell you why. Because one of the criticisms that this team has been that you don't have batters who bowl. Right now, you're nowhere near that. But today, let's say, was just the baby step that you took.
Hmm.
You won't
Do
do
you
that
want
against
to
an
do it just for
Australian.
the heck of it?
Yeah, see, what's the harm in having some fun? We all know that, and I did disagree with you earlier when you said that the match had a bit of a casual tone to it from the Indian side, but I'm fine with that. They're allowed to have their share of fun as long as victory is sealed and it's in the bag. Go on, yeah,
Yeah, I
like
do.
all
I'm not
11
going
could have
to.
bowled.
I not want to count the fact that they tried of three or four people to roll their arm over. I'm not going to count that as a casual approach. I think that was just to get that cushion of the six bowling option. But
And
yes,
sorry
definitely,
to interrupt you, but as Shobhan
I
Sai
agree with
points out
you.
in the comments that Siraj also, there was a little bit of a, injury scare that he suffered. So that
All,
might have been another reason.
all taken into account. But for that, three part timers, four part timers, one
No,
More
the
than
four
Netherlands.
part
part-timers,
timers,
there were some lapses
four
in the
part
field
timers was
also. I think
definitely
that
down
is
to them having vibes. Trust me.
some
Exactly. I
lapses
can
in the.
understand with Siraj getting injured, you needed a part timer. Agreed. Great. Fine. No problem. But four, I have a problem with the four part timers. Just one would have sufficed. And remember, today you took 48 overs to bowl the Netherlands out. Either the pitch was bad, which was absolutely flat, had nothing for the bowlers, or you played to the gallery. You wanted to ensure, oh, we want to go on vibes. Fine. Oh, Shubman, come and bowl. Oh, this guy, come and bowl. The only guy who didn't bowl in the entire thing was Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul. That's it. The
And to be
two
fair,
big
Shreyas
I
Iyer is
don't
a
think.
very capable bowler. Shreyas Iyer is a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
capable bowler, so I'm kind of surprised he didn't roll over with his part time leg spin.
and you get Surya Kumar Yadav.
And I don't think it was for the galleries or anything of that sort. Because see, nothing to take away from the Netherlands batters. In fact, they actually played pretty good cricket. You saw them literally try to stop. They did not have this thing in their mind that the Indian fast bowlers are on a different kind of a role. They played their shots since the beginning. The balls they got in their area, in their radar, they went for shots. Since the beginning, they did not stop the bat. They went for those cover drives. And I think that, and even the spinners later on, someone like a Jadeja, Kuldeep, Vandermeer did hit them over covers for sixes on mid wicket also. So I think that is one credit I would like to give to the Netherlands batters also. As far as the casual approach, I do not consider trying out bowlers in. I would not call that a casual approach. But what I will call a casual approach is there were a few lapses from the Indian side in the field also. Few fumbles from
Hmm.
Siraj, a one misfield
Siraj.
from Rohit Sharma also. That is something I am a little. That is something I'm going to see was a little casual from the Indian side.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Okay. You had the problem of Siraj's injury. Okay, one. So you need a part timer. Agreed. But because you are employing four part-timers, at one stage, one part-timer, two proper bowlers operating. Then what did that give? You approached the game rather casually, knowing fully well that you had won. But because you played casually, look at what happened in the fielding lapses. Is anybody going to get a fielding medal today? I don't think so. They are not going to come out to the video saying that, oh, right from Mekri Circle or Anil Kumble Circle, medal will fly over a drone and give them the medal. No, there is not going to be anything like that. You had a problem with the casual approach when you let fielding lapses take over. After the fielding lapses, Rohit said, enough is enough. Let us just go back to the blueprint. Why do you think he immediately changed? Why? The problem that I have with many people saying, oh, but they're winning, but they're winning. One lapse today on the 15th or on the 19th could prove to be costly. And remember, other teams will not do this. Like an Australia will not do it. Like an England won't do it. They'll want to clinically win every single game and not try out too many experiments. Both fan clubs, the Tians, really got their joy today. 50 from Rohit and Virat, both got wickets. And remember, they are getting carried away because of Netherlands. They can try this against New Zealand. Will they do it? No, they can't. That's why I'm saying they let the game drift away. They just let the game drift away. And that's why 48 overs. Remember, even Afghanistan and if you look at it, New Zealand, they batted at the same time. So, just before the semi-final. That's why I'm raising this. Just before the semi.
See, I don't think they're going to try this in the semi, quite frankly. So it doesn't really bother me. And I think one of the other reasons they went for it is because, quite frankly, as we pointed out, this pitch was an absolute road. It had nothing. You know it's bad news when Mohammad Shami, of all people, is not getting you any kind of seam movement in the first power play. If he's getting you zilch, then you may as well just turn to your part-timers to kind of surprise the Netherlands guys a little bit. I agree, it probably took them a little bit of time. 48 overs was not ideal, especially when you consider, and I'm looking at it selfishly from our perspective. We would have all liked this match get wound up nice and early. That didn't quite happen. But even then, it's 2 points in the bag. You've gone 9-0. I don't think they're going to be doing this against New Zealand. If they do, they deserve all the criticism in the world. In this case, though, I was okay with it mainly because I thought, at that point, your tried and tested wasn't really doing much. Kuldeep was the only bowler who genuinely looked threatening, but that's also because he's not someone who's very condition reliant. He's a wrist spinner, and the rarity of being a left-arm wrist spinner means that a team like Netherlands are always going to struggle against him. But you needed more. That is why I think he went for the part-timers, because it's like, okay, it's a bit of a surprise factor. And truth be told, I'm okay with it. I know that the casual approach does bother a lot of people, and I think it's fair. I'm just talking from my perspective. Doesn't bother me in the least, because quite frankly, the match is done, doesn't matter. If they do this against New Zealand, then they are in for all the criticism.
And it won't be the case. These are professionals, they're not novices. They knew what they were getting into. There's also, let's say, Diwali vibe and whatnot. It's okay. This fun is allowed on the field today. Like Shashwat said, not too pleased with the fact that there were catches brought, because that doesn't speak well. And that's the kind of casualness that I can't see, even when you're having fun. Having fun without fielding lapses. Otherwise, everyone bowling, number of bowlers bowling. I'm not too bothered with 9 people out of the 11 bowling. In fact, I'm happy to see that happen because, who knows when it's required? Who knows?
So, exactly.
And right now, by the way, you're playing a 5 specialists in case, let's say, somebody pulls up. What if something that New Zealand went through the other day, if India were to go through that, you don't know what to do.
And not just even pull up. What if someone has an off day?
Exactly, and you should not forget, every team knows this, that India is playing with 5 bowlers. Tim Verma came out and said this in his press conference specifically, that they have 5 bowlers. If someone like a New Zealand comes well prepared in the semi-final, they know they have to take 1 bowler to the cleaners, and the Indian team might just end up being under pressure. So this was, and as far as Netherlands playing out 48 overs, that doesn't concern me at all, because like I mentioned in the previous show also, that it's not the first time Netherlands have gotten to a 200 total. They have done well throughout the tournament. Their batting, they have had lean patches also, but they have punched above their weight, and the wicket was as flat as it could get. In the beginning, you saw someone like a Siraj adopting the bouncers, which you don't usually see from him on a when he is getting those when the ball is moving. Because there was nothing. He was trying to hit the hard lens. It was coming on the bat well. They were driving the ball, so that he went for the short ball. So I don't think that is also a concern that they played out 48 overs.
Look, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
perfectly. Go right ahead.
No, you
Okay,
are
as soon as
you
he
are
asks, "Can you hear me?" then we can't hear him.
no, you put
Yeah,
your
there is
mic
a
on
bit of
mute.
a
Yeah,
lag,
now it's fine.
and the sound is just way too much. Shashwat's half of your points got drowned out because of all the sound that is going on
I think going
outside.
forward, I think the one talking can just be not on mute, because otherwise it just also cancels out the crackers. Also, just feel
Yeah,
that
let's do that actually.
Yeah, let's do
Go ahead,
that.
Siddharth. You
So,
were making your point.
yeah, so what I was thinking is, see, everybody will be now very happy with the fact that, okay, when was the last time both Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma got a wicket in the same match? I think it's never happened that Rohit and Virat have gotten a wicket in the same match. So that is why I'm thinking that, okay, that's why majority of the people are not worried. Three factors. One, it's Netherlands. Great. You are already winning. Great. But I can understand plan B, C, and D for part timers. Supposing if there is an off day, like Shane said, point well taken. You got one. Two guys having an off day. 1% I agree with. 1%. But apart from that, I mean, look, the casualness is what worried me slightly. I'm not saying that they will do it against New Zealand, they'll do it in Australia. No chance. They will not do it in the semi-finals whatsoever. I wonder if this was in the middle of the tournament, they didn't try this for all the games. When they should have, they didn't do it. They did it against Netherlands, thinking that, okay, it's a bit of fun and all those things and all that kind of a thing. All right. But somewhere down the line, when you let go of your intensity, I think then it becomes very difficult to recover, considering you just have a 2-day turnaround period. Remember, tomorrow and day after. Tomorrow they'll travel to Mumbai, 14th they'll have practice, 15th is the semi-final. So that is why. Fine, it was a clinical performance, 160 run win. Absolutely great. The batters did their job. The batters ticked all the boxes today. No doubts about it. The bowlers, I can understand if it's this kind of a road. But four part-timers, when the game just casually meandered away, somewhere down the line, that intensity factor in the quest for fun was slightly missing in that sense. And that's why I don't agree with many of the fans saying that, oh, it's okay, we are used to running through opponents and all that. But no, clinical, if you're maintained a streak, you have to maintain that streak. And that's why coming into the semi-final, kind of a worry.
But 160 runs, Siddharth, isn't that clinical enough? That's the only point. 100. It's not like, you were leaking runs to an extent that you'd consider about 300 or 310. You were still when I was seeing the Netherlands bat, I was just thinking if they end up becoming the team to score the most runs against India. Right now, it's New Zealand with 282. The second highest, I think, is Afghanistan with 272. Go ahead. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No. 282 is Afghanistan.
Ah,
273
270.
is New Zealand.
New Zealand.
250 is Netherlands. Third highest.
Exactly. So it's not, see, it's still 20-30 runs shy of what India have conceded, let's say, in the past. So nowhere was a see, and again, barring that second wicket partnership for 61 runs between Ackerman and No Doubt, India were in cruise control. How does it matter who was taking the wickets or not? We knew this was anyway, the Netherlands ship was going to sink at some point. Yes, those 60 runs wasn't something we were looking at, but once you got that breakthrough, I think it was Kuldeep who got that breakthrough. Once the spinners came into their came into play, after that there was only just headed one way. So I'm completely fine. Just the catching is not something I was particularly pleased with. Otherwise, good game.
And this is also not the first time that we have seen Virat roll his arm over in the World Cup. And also, I think that I think again why I'm not calling this a casual approach, trying out other bowlers is that this that when maybe more, even if it's not important that someone has an off day but during the semi-final, maybe you want to get in someone as a surprise factor in that semi-final also, and that could be someone like a Virat for sure. We have seen that happen in the past also. So I think that was the mindset behind this factor, and I'm pretty sure that these four people haven't just came out and rolled their arm over in the match directly. They have been doing this in the net sessions also. So I think that is something that Rohit Sharma has in his mind also, that you could use someone like that surprise factor for 1 over, 2 over, 3 overs at max as a surprise element versus the New Zealand on the 15th also.
I mean, good enough point made there. And I think, yeah, because now you're playing with specialists. Previously, if you remember, because you were batting till 8, you had six pacers, in fact, six bowlers, and three of whom were all rounders. So you had that advantage, you had that flexibility that, okay, if a Shardul on one day is breathing fire and getting you wickets, then you could just go with him and let him bowl out 6, 7, 8, even 10 overs if he's getting you 3, 4 wickets, no matter the runs. Similar with the Pandya, similar with the Jadeja. Now you're playing five bowlers, which means specialists are the need of the hour, thanks in no small part to that injury to Hardik. That injury to Hardik threw away any notion you had of having specialists, proper specialists, because now actually the only specialist you have in the lineup is Jadeja. Otherwise, the rest of them, your three full-time pacers and Kuldeep are proper bowlers. They're not there in the team for their batting. Any runs they get is a bonus. So you do need to actually, and I'm actually not a big fan of the idea of having part-time bowlers in ODIs anymore, because nowadays what happens in that second power play, you are that one less fielder being outside has pretty much nullified the concept of there being, part-time bowlers. So you will not see the errors of a Sachin, Saurabh, Sehwag rolling their arm over as pure part-timers is done. I know a lot of us grew up in that era, and so there's a definite nostalgia attached to it. But it's done. It's not an era that's coming back unless the ICC alter their ODI rules. Current playing conditions, it makes no sense. It can work predominantly as something of a surprise factor. That okay, you want to get in 2, 3 overs. Maybe one of your bowlers is getting hit for a bit today. Siraj was a little bit, hit or miss at times. He was also not getting much, and I don't blame him. The wicket had nothing whatsoever, so he too was a bit hit and miss. And that in that sort of a situation, I'm okay with kind of going with your part timers. And it's like, yeah, fine. I don't want to read too much into this game because it's clearly that they were operating on vibes, and I'm fine with that. Especially when you consider that they had nothing to gain from this match. They were already through and through into the knockout scripts very safely. They knew full well that there was nothing to lose here. They had 400 runs on the board. In Netherlands, even if they put in a Bradmanist performance by their own standards, were never reaching there. So it's fine. Match is done. I'm okay with it.
But again, the best thing about the bowling performance was, I don't know, I think I might have to check the stats. I think this is the only time that both Virat and Rohit have taken a wicket in the same match. I think so. I don't think it's ever happened before. So Shreyas Iyer is the player of the match. He was actually suffering from cramp and he took some pills. He was actually suffering from a lot of cramp today, and that's what he revealed in the post-match. He stated that, one second, I have the comments open. Shreyas Iyer was like saying, oh, where is it gone? Yeah, it's... Okay, I'll take Rohit Sharma first. He has just simply stated that there's going to be a lot of expectations. We wanted to keep everything aside. Today we had 9 bowling options. It's important. This is the game where we could have tried. Seamers bowling those wide Yorkers were not needed, but we wanted to do something different. So he does admit that it was a plan. It was a plan right from the very beginning. Rohit Sharma stated that yes, we wanted to try part-timers today. This was the plan that was in there. So let's see if there are any other comments. Shall we take some comments?
Yes, Siddharth. Let's go ahead and take some comments. Yeah.
Okay, this is one comment that I like to show. Freaking awesome. Come on, yaar. Besides absolute roads, Ahmedabad, Delhi and Bangalore, our bowlers decimated the opposition. So I'm not worried about today's bowling performance. Our bowlers will go for the kill otherwise. I think
I don't consider Ahmedabad as a road too, because the game against Pakistan we played there, that did not seem to be as a road definitely. In fact, ICC came out and rated that wicket average after the game against Pakistan. So Ahmedabad definitely not a road. also we haven't seen those many matches at Ahmedabad. Just 4 games, I think, including the final at Ahmedabad in all the whole world in the whole World Cup.
Yep. This comment by Aditya Kavlekar. Virat is an underrated bowler. Oh yes, the wrong-footed in-swinging tennis. His action is very difficult to see. It swings or turns inwards. Yeah, I mean,
I will with Virat, his action is not just difficult to read. At times, it can be a little difficult to watch because, like, much as I'm a fan of the guy, dear God, he can be a little clunky and uncoordinated when he's bowling.
No,
And I know
like
I probably shouldn't be anyone to judge, but yeah,
Let's
and
be
genuine.
honest. Let's be honest that he's got better foot-eye coordination, foot and hand coordination with the bat than with the ball. Because there is something that looks massively wrong with that bowling action. But as Aditya Kavlekar said, yes, he does have the tendency to swing the ball in, and yes, Shane tried his very best to replicate that action. But it's see, but again, it's also about control, and I don't quite think he's also very sure of how much control that he gets with that action, which is why you don't see him bowl so
No,
much.
but I genuinely feel he can be really deceiving at times. It's an action that comes naturally to him. I've heard him say this in the interview that he's himself he used to be very shy to bowl on when he was told in his younger days at for practice also. That is something that comes naturally to him. But it is genuinely deceiving. Yeah, there is not much control over his bowling. But today I even saw him rolling his arms, rolling his fingers over the ball also, just to vary that pace also. So I think there is a thinking bowler somewhere deep inside him.
he got
so
that tip from Rajat Bhatia because he also would bowl slow and roll his fingers over it. So you would have slow, medium bowling cutters.
cutters.
Both Delhi
And Virat
boys.
Kohli, it's taken him 11 years to recover from his bowling confidence. His bowling was
Albi
dead.
Mokil.
Ali Mokal hit him for 28 runs. 11 years later, he has recovered. Oh God. Okay. And why is Aditya Kavlekar hellbent on giving me a DDLJ dialogue? It's a film I don't like, Aditya Kavlekar. Please. As a father, I should watch that film to be how not to be like the father. So, exactly. So, Ashish Dhar is saying, can you see that? I think I'm having a lag. That's why.
Did he?
He
Did he
says,
win
yeah,
the
yeah, Indian
fastest?
bowlers.
Did he win the fastest finger first today, Ashish?
No,
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 he didn't.
no.
He didn't. Fastest swinger first is in fact
Diwali.
Shubham. So we'll read Ashish Dhar's comment. He says that the bowlers did not get any help in the first 10 overs and it was only Siraj who dropped the catch. Good point.
Yep.
No missed
Sunday the
fielding from
script is
Rohit
bad.
Sharma also. There was a missed fielding from Rohit Sharma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shubham is saying Shreyas has been phenomenal in the last 3 matches because not many realized he's taking off the pressure to his partner. Virat, KL, and he changed gears also. Very good point, indeed. Indeed. So, last couple of comments, I think it's done. Okay, Dex is saying, last question, we'll take this. Shane, Sid, and Harshit, do you think QDK is a cricketing equivalent of Eden Hazard? Once in a generation prodigy yet underrated. Mute.
Yeah. Sorry, I realized that afterwards. I'm saying interesting comparison also in one way. Hazard had a renowned hatred for training. Quinton is absolutely the same.
But as a talent, yes, he is
No,
someone who
has
has
yeah, but actually, with the only difference is Quinton has chosen to walk away. With Hazard, injuries kind of took a toll on him. That's the only difference.
Yes. So, okay,
But
Dex
a
is
very interesting comparison, I must say. Like
Actually,
sharp
Yep.
one, sharp one.
and also Dex's this
What
comment
Dex
is
said,
really
I
good, where he
genuinely
says, his
agree.
action is like a right-handed Sohail Tanvir. That's very true. That's very true.
Too close to the
Like
ear.
it's
Too
very
close to the
close to
ear.
the ear like this.
Yeah. But guys, tomorrow, are you all going to face withdrawal symptoms? Because for the first time in 43 days, you're not going to
It's a
see any
non-cricket day.
bats. Huh?
No withdrawal symptoms, trust me.
Like
Yeah.
the Indian team, even we will not let our intensity fall even a notch.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, it's
Business as
90
usual, as they say. Business as usual, Siddharth.
business as usual. Yes. Sorry, guys, the amount of noise here is so much. I
Yeah.
don't
So
know.
Don't blame you.
Yeah. So it's group status done. League stages are over. From 15th onwards, you're going to see a new tournament. The semi-finals.
Genuinely. Like, I'm not going to take any kind of negatives out of this match to carry forward them to the knockouts. I'm not even going to take out all the positives and carry them forward. It's a fresh
Now
beginning.
it's just a
Nothing
fresh
is going to.
slate, fresh
Exactly.
start. Simple as.
Yep. So 15th, it's going to be India, New Zealand in Wankhede. 16th, it's going to be Australia, South Africa. But remember, Australia, South Africa has a rain threat. And if there is a rain threat, playing conditions, folks, reserve day kicks in. So let's hope that there is not much of a rain threat here. 13th and 14th, we'll be building up to the semi-finals here. We just run 9-zip. We are now gearing up for the semi-final. But now, night is still young. Diwali vibes are all in the air. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. Happy Diwali to each and every one of you.
Happy Diwali to
Happy
everyone.
Diwali, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. Tap that bell icon. Bye-bye, bye-bye, and happy Diwali.
Good night.
And you'll get your Diwali present on the 19th. So just hang in there.
Hopefully, hopefully. Yes, fingers crossed.
Yes, we shall.
Okay.